who are the sleepers for each of the Power 4 conferences for the 2025 college football season? So we're just attacking the Power 4 right now. Maybe we'll show some love to the G5 in the future in a segment like this. But who are the teams that you don't really see coming but could absolutely factor into the college football playoff and, dare I say, win the conference? Now, we're not making our prediction for these teams right now, just full disclaimer. But let's start in the SEC. Man, A&M, is there a more polarizing team in college football than A&M? Because everyone has their take. Texas 8-4. Haven't won anything. They won all these recruiting national championships. That they, put up the blank national title trophy for Jimbo Fisher when they hired him. Like, they're a cult. They got the whole yell leader stuff. There's a lot of jokes flying around A&M. But when I look at A&M in 2025, I feel a lot of sentiments that end with, I'm just saying, like number 6 in returning production in college football. I'm just saying. A game away from playing for the SEC championship last year. They were in a game with Texas, that final game of the regular season. If they beat Texas, they would have played Georgia, had a chance to go. Again, just saying, Mike Elko's first year, got a quarterback back who you kind of got adjusted on the fly, it felt like last year. You built the whole system for Connor Wegman, and then Connor Wegman evidently isn't your guy around the LSU game. You go with Marcel Reed, and you're trying to put it all together. Just saying, you had a whole offseason now for him. Got a head coach who I think has everything that they've been missing, both culturally, toughness, dare I say, just like the overall attitude he has, I think matches up well with A&M as an overall outfit, both the school and the football team. Really good backfield, Le'Veon Moss. When he's healthy, I think he's one of the best backs in all of college football, not just the SEC. Oh, by the way, Ruben Owens, who we've talked about, if he's healthy, I think there's a lot of talent and potential for him there. Just saying. I'm just saying, A&M, I don't know if you pick them in the SEC, but if you're picking sleeper teams, A&M deserves some love. Now in the Big Ten, I think Michigan is super intriguing as a sleeper team. A lot of good candidates you can go with in that conference, whether it be USC or Illinois, but I'm going with Michigan. They won so many fights last year with a pocket knife. You know what I mean? Just like, doesn't matter. We'll play Ohio State and win throwing double-digit passing yards. We'll beat Alabama, same deal, double-digit passing yards. Who's our quarterback? I don't know. We'll figure it out, dude. We'll run the football. We'll play good defense, win a rock fight. Doesn't matter how we get it done. We're going to get it done. And so you had that last year, but this upcoming year, you took the pocket knife, and I don't know what pawn shop you went to make this happen, but you exchanged it for a samurai sword. You got Bryce Underwood now playing quarterback for you, who I said this and I'll say it again, could be the most physically gifted quarterback they've ever had in Ann Arbor. Full stop. Got Chip Lindsey running the show, who I think his offense will cater a lot more to Bryce Underwood's skill set with the more spread kind of option stuff that you can do with him. You have a running back room in Justice Haynes and Jordan Marshall. That stays the same. Donovan McCauley. We're just naming names now in terms of people they have to make something happen for them offensively. But the defense, I think, the confidence stays the same with what that outfit's going to be under Wink Martindale. So what's the path for Michigan to be a team that not just is a sleeper but wakes some people up? If they split the games at Oklahoma and at Nebraska, that puts them in a spot I would have to believe to where they play at USC. And if they beat USC, you're 5-1 with Washington and Ohio State as your only true talent tests you have the rest of the way. If I'm a Michigan fan, all I'm saying is get us to November with 1 or 2 losses, get us to Ohio State, and we'll take care of it from there. Get Ohio State into Ann Arbor, Michigan, lock the gates, and we'll make sure we handle business from that point forward. I don't think it has to make sense to anybody outside of those 4 walls in Ann Arbor. They have all the confidence in the world, I think, internally, and they have a lot more, I think, reason for confidence if you're watching Michigan as a casual college football fan this year based on what they have on that roster. In the ACC, I need y'all to stick with me here. I told you this is a sleeper segment. This is like NyQuil level sleeper. This is deep REM, lucid dreaming kind of sleeper. All right, it's not Louisville. It's Pitt. Pitt is tied for the 8th best odds to win the conference. They're behind teams like Florida State, who won 2 games last year. They're behind a school in Duke where you need a 34 ACT to probably get into college there. If you're behind Duke, you are a deep sleeper in the world of college football right now. It's not knocking Manny Diaz in the last year. We're having some fun, but you hear what I'm saying. Eli Holstein, when he was healthy for them last year, when he was playing football, Pitt was 7-3. They were undefeated going into November. They're going to score points now. They just extended Cade Bell, who I think is one of the best offensive coordinators, one of the best young offensive coordinators in the sport. No Clemson, no SMU on the schedule. They host Louisville, and they host Miami. They host Miami late in the year. So at that point, like, you got your eye on the ball, and you're playing Miami with some high stakes. I would not doubt the Fighting Pat Narduzzi's. If you're picking sleepers in the ACC, Pitt might not be a bad way to roll. Now in the Big 12, I mean, dude, it's a full conference of sleepers. Like, it's a dang slumber party out there in Big 12 country, man. TCU has the third best odds in the conference to win the Big 12, but there's like 5 other teams ahead of them. I think there's like 3 teams tied at plus 600, 2 teams tied at plus 650. TCU's at plus 800 to win the conference. The thing with TCU that I love, outside of bringing back Josh Hoover and all the offensive excitement with Sonny Dykes that you're going to have there, if it comes down to November yet again in the Big 12, and there's like 11 teams that can win the conference, TCU's schedule is relatively workable. Now, you do play Iowa State, but you get them at home. You're at BYU. Anybody who's playing quarterback at BYU this year? Bueller. Yeah, that's what I thought. And then you finish at Houston and you play Cincinnati at home. 2 teams that did not make a bowl last year. So if it comes down to November and you're betting the quarterback, I feel pretty good about Hoover at TCU, and I feel pretty good about that slate to finish out the season. So the sleepers for us across the Power 4 in the SEC, everyone's got jokes about A&M. A&M this, A&M that, yellow to this, yellow to that. I'm just saying, a lot to have some confidence in. If I'm out there in Aggie land, in the Big Ten, Michigan won fights last year with a pocket knife. They got a freaking samurai sword. Get the NyQuil out for the ACC because I think Pitt is definitely one to watch. And then in the Big 12, you could pick any single team to be a sleeper there, but TCU is the one that I'll roll with as it stands right now for the Big 12 conference.